Whenever I say something's cheap, there's always a comment or two that say,
that ain't cheap, bro.
I've even tried saying affordable, and I get comments that say,
that ain't affordable, bro.
So I'm going to try a different approach. I think this is the cheapest 1/10 scale ready to run buggy that you can buy from a hobby shop. You might be able to get cheaper from Amazon, you might be able to get cheaper from AliExpress, but I got this from one of my most favouriteest hobby shops in the UK, Model Sport. Model Sport have not paid me, they have not given me any discounts. They're just a very good model shop that gets stuff shipped super quick. I forgot to say what it was. This is the Maverick Strada XT. A Maverick is from HPI Racing, and like I said, it's 1/10 scale. It's also 4-wheel drive, it's water resistant, it's got a painted shell ready to run, battery and charger, off-road, and includes a transmitter. So it looks like it's pretty much ready to go. I expect you need some batteries for your controller. Ooh, it's a Tamiya connector now. There's nothing wrong with Tamiya connectors, but even Tamiya aren't using Tamiya connectors anymore, although this is an old platform. I think this is about, I want to say 10 years old. It might be not quite 10, but it's one of the reasons why it's cheap. It probably wasn't this cheap when it first came out. It's also the reason it's got this massive old Maverick-like transmitter. Huge things. All your usual stuff, instructions, a box that's empty, a charger that, well, it's USB, so there's something modern-ish on there. Output, 500 milliamp hour output. It's going to take like probably 7 years to charge. Shock preloaders, aerial tube, and a wheel wrench to add to my collection. Look at them all. I'm saving them. You never know, the price of metal might go crazy in the future. Anyway, this is the Buggy. Oil shocks, nice. Nice soft tyres. Wheels don't look too bad. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad looking buggy. Now this cost me £99 in the UK. Free shipping, so 99 to my door. 99 Great British pounds is about $125. However, in the UK, we usually pay a little bit more tax. So when something's £99 in the UK, it generally converts to that in dollars for stuff if you buy it in the US. I don't know how available these are, but I'm just gonna say 99. It looks pretty decent under there. Comes with a battery, 1800 milliamp hour battery. Nickel metal hydrides, they're a bit old school now. It'll run fine on that. Won't be quite as fast, won't be quite as punchy, but at the end of the day, it will get you going. Now, before we have a closer look at the chassis and the electronics and stuff, there's something I've noticed on YouTube over the last, it's probably been about 18 months or more. There's a huge amount of radio control channels that have popped up over the last few years. And what I've noticed in the cheap RC car or the budget RC car space, there's a fair few channels that, this is my opinion, which has no more value than your opinion, but I don't think they bring their expectations down enough to meet the cheaper stuff. And what I mean by that, let's take the X-Max for example. This costs 11 in the UK, 11 times more than this. You can get 11 of these, more than 11 actually, I think 12 or maybe 13 of these for the same price as the X-Max. It's almost as if that's a baseline, and not just the X-Max, anything all the way up from like $300, $400, $500, pounds, whatever, all the way up to that. That seems to be like the benchmark. So when you've got something that's like 100 or 200, you need to bring your expectations down a bit. It's probably not going to be as fast, it's not going to be as durable, the components aren't going to be as good. There is some exceptions, some of the cheap stuff is way better than the more expensive stuff. In most cases, the more premium price, the more premium quality. Most cases, not all the time. So when you see someone talking about a product, just take into account, if they don't, take into account the cost of that. Anyway, this one is brushed. It's a 550 motor, got a heatsink on there, got your separate ESC and receiver, servo under there, plastic chassis, metal top brace, big battery tray. This should run on LiPos. It should also run 3S. You see the little tabs in there, you switch them over and you can run a LiPo. I've had a Maverick before with this motor combo. A 3S LiPo, if it's warm outside, this motor will get quite hot. We'll run 3S in the colder months probably, but not really recommended. We got metal shock towers, we got oil shocks that actually feel pretty good. Adjustable camber, adjustable toe, adjustable camber at the rear. Not sure if the diffs are metal. It's got normal like drive shafts up front. I can just see some bearings in there. Like I've said, the tyres feel a nice soft compound. Basic plastic chassis. I think that's about it. Now this isn't going to be a skate park basher. It's probably not going to be quite quick enough for a dirt track. It's going to be your garden or your backyard basher out the front of your house, doing a few little jumps over the sports field, and that's what we're going to go and do with it. I'm going to go and charge up a lipo. I'm not going to run it on the stock battery. It will be a little bit slower. It won't be as punchy. I want to run it on. I'm going to run it on a better battery. See how fast it is and just go and have a play. So battery charged, steering, not the quickest. Not the strongest, but remember what I said earlier about cost. Wheel speed, not bad. Forward, brake, and then reverse. Guys, I am giving away some cash. This thing makes such a mess. Not that much cash anyway. $650, £500. Yes, I said giving away. It's not a giveaway if you have to pay. Well, guess what? You don't have to pay. It's completely free. Everyone is entitled to one ticket. Everyone has the same chance to win. No one can jump in and buy 100 tickets to get an unfair advantage. Everyone is entitled to one ticket. There's a link in the description. You could win $650 or £500 in cash. So, in my experience, 550 brushed in something like this, I don't know, 18 to 22. Probably looks more like the lower end of that. Hard to tell sometimes. 21, not bad. Bang on the money. Right, oh, is it going to get through this long grass? Oh yeah, look, no problem. Plenty of torque on them 550s. Oh, it's going through here all right, actually. That's what you want from something like this. Something you can just sort of take anywhere. Oh. What's happened? Ah. We've got a loose plug. Oh, I know. Maybe the steering. Push that over there. Do you think the steering pulled on that? What was I saying? Something that can go anywhere, and well, I think this will go anywhere. Look, straight into that long stuff. No problem. Oh, that mole's made a jump for us. This is an impressive little thing for the money. It does pretty much go anywhere. Well, not up there. This place does not get any better, I tell you. Steering is not great. Shh. Always interrupt me when I'm talking. I'm sure there's some people out there who go, it's junk, it's crap, it's too slow. I mean, it's £99. What do you want? Right, anyway, I think I'm going to take this somewhere, do a few jumps with it. Here we go, nice little track. It's not going to win any jumping competitions, but those oil shocks seem to absorb the jumps pretty nice. For the cheapest, like, hobby grade RC car in the UK, it's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be, even between buggies and trucks and stuff. I don't think there's other 1/10s that are less than £100. I like it. poor spoiler. Ugh. Wow. Fragile body. Well, there you go. That's what £99 gets you. And I don't think that did too bad. I would certainly go easy on it. That body is very fragile. But I think I said at the start, it's not one for like skate parks and jump tracks and stuff. It's just one for blasting around the garden, out on the road. And it all seems right. It did cut out, but I think that was loose. I don't know whether the steering just pulled on it, but I wiggled that and it was fine. Took a few little tumbles, little bumps, and I just noticed also that shock tower's bent. I tried to do a front flip. That's what broke the spoiler on it. And it's obviously bent that shock tower as well. So it's not a basher, but for the money, it's an RC car that's good fun. And don't forget, if you want some cash for free, there's a link in the description.